Let it go, let it go. Boo, boo, ghosts everywhere. Did you know that every time you like, I have a good feeling? Ah. It's Marta Mondays. This reflects much more on the other person and their inability to properly communicate. People that use ghosting are emotionally immature. Your life is too beautiful, too precious. Not everybody deserves access to your beautiful energy. Hej KoalaSubbies. Witam z powrotem do mojego kanału. Tutaj Martusia. Pozdrowienia dla kochanej babci. Welcome back to my channel. Do you like my manicure? I did it myself. So welcome back to another Marta Mondays. Today's topic is going to be about ghosting. I have noticed that this is somewhat of a prevalent occurrence nowadays, and I feel that every generation talks about the previous generation and that things aren't like they used to be, but I do feel that ghosting has become more prevalent in today's culture. And so I wanted to make this video based on my own ghosting experience and just to give you some tips, because I noticed that this isn't something that occurs rarely. I have talked to many friends that have experienced ghosting. I have seen a lot of stories on social media. I have even seen YouTube videos. And I remember when I was ghosted, I even went on YouTube and looked up for tips on how to deal with it. So I'm just going to share my own story and give you some, maybe not advice, but ways that I was able to get over something like that. I'm going to be coming from a perspective of friendship ghosting, as I've never had a romantic dating sort of ghost situation. Before I get started, I want to define what ghosting means. We define ghosting as when someone that you've been talking to, whether romantically or in a friendship, just suddenly falls off the face of the earth and doesn't respond to any of your messages. There's no communication. It's just a complete cutoff of communication and all the dynamics that have been going on. Ghosting hurts so much because usually you have an established relationship with the person. So this is why I'm making this video. I have friends that have asked me for their advice. So before I go on to my tips about how to deal with ghosting and maybe some strategies to help you get back to yourself and accepting the situation, my personal story reflects on two friendships. So I'm coming from a friendship standpoint, not a romantic one, but I'll give you just a tidbit of what happened to me. I had two girlfriends in San Francisco, which is where I lived before moving to Miami. And both of these girls ghosted me. And in both instances, it happened very suddenly. I thought that our relationship was fine. You know, we would hang out, everything was, you know, seemingly good. And, you know, without any warning, just completely ignored my messages, didn't want to talk to me. And just as the definition of ghosting, I was ghosted. And so it really hurt a lot. You know, one of the girls, she's even in one of my vlogs from San Francisco, and I just didn't really understand. But I think that's something that is very particular to ghosting, because we don't understand why someone would do that. And as human beings, we can't help but take it personally. Our feelings get hurt and things like that. So I'm here to give you a little bit of what I did, coming from a psychological background, and what helped me, as I noticed that this is quite common, unfortunately, in today's society. Ghosting has become prevalent. I think the first thing that really helps when dealing with ghosting is just accepting reality, the pain of it. I think with any emotions, you have to feel it to heal it. And so while being ghosted really hurts, because as human beings, we can't help but take things personally. However, when something like that happens to you, you can't deny the reality of this happening to you, that you've been ghosted. And I think the more that you deny that this thing happened to you, the harder it will be to accept and move on with your life. So, as heartbreaking as it is, especially in the beginning, as we know, time really does heal all wounds. I truly believe that. And if not heal, it does make things a lot better. So, I would just say to accept the reality, say to yourself, I've been ghosted. This sucks. This hurts, but feel it to heal it and accept the situation. And that's going to set you free and allow you to move on slowly. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, excuse me, what are you waiting for? Another tip I would have is to write out your feelings. That's going to help you process the hurt, the anger, all the difficult emotions. I've been a writer since age 11 or 12. I've been keeping a journal for the last 2 decades of my life. And I noticed that for me, writing out my feelings is very cathartic. It allows you to process your emotions and it allows you to release them in a way. So when you write out on paper your pain, your grievances, that this person really hurt you, you're going to be able to slowly let it go. And there's something really magical about that process of writing it down that's going to allow you to heal and heal quicker. Another thing that I really recommend if you've been ghosted or your friend experienced ghosting and they're leaning on you for some sort of emotional support and just a listening ear is forgiveness. So forgive yourself for feeling this way. It's not because you're not enough. Ghosting has everything to do with the other person that's doing the ghosting. It has everything to do with the ghost. So I suggest that you forgive yourself for any guilt or shame that you feel, because you shouldn't be feeling those feelings. All the things that have happened to you regarding ghosting, that's on them. I would also suggest that you forgive the other person. And while they ghosted you, of course, so that means that you're not having communication with these people, I suggest that you forgive them in a way of talking to the universe. You can write a note, you can just say out loud, so and so, I forgive you for hurting me, because there's a power in forgiveness that it's not about forgiving them, but it sets you free. And when you have that peace of mind and let that pain go by forgiving that person for hurting you, it's going to bring you a lot of peace and it's going to help heal you. To the point that I was making as far as ghosting, I also want you to know that there's no answer why. I think when we are ghosted, one of the first things that we think about is why? Why did this happen to me? Why did this person ghost me? And we look for reasons or, think, what did we do wrong? But a lot of times, you don't need to know the why, because there's no true concrete why. And maybe you will never understand fully. And it's not really for us to understand. What's our job, our inner work, is to forgive, feel, to heal, accept, and move on so that we can live a rich, happy life and not dwell on the situation of being ghosted, which is quite an emotional toll. But moving on from something like that is gonna open up your life to many more beautiful connections. And this person that ghosted you, that reflects on them. You don't need this kind of person in your life. So perhaps in retrospect, these people did you a favor. Another reason that people ghost other people is that they are projecting their own issues. They may be going through a lot of drama, a lot of internal struggles and problems that we are not aware of. They may be healing from trauma. They may be going through something very painful. And not that that's an excuse, but these people that ghost, they are not fully emotionally mature. They don't have the emotional intelligence to come say to you, I don't feel that our relationship is working, or to say what is bothering them. They would rather take the easier route by completely exiting your life and ghosting you. And while I personally believe this is a move of a coward, we at the same time do not know what this person's going through. And while it's not an excuse, it may give you some understanding as to why people do this. People that use ghosting are emotionally immature because they would rather ghost and not deal with the situation rather than properly communicate head on with the person with whatever feeling that is troubling them about the situation. So just know this reflects much more on the other person and their inability to properly communicate or express themselves. These people lack emotional intelligence, and again, it is projecting. It's not on you. Everything is on them. A tip that you might find useful to accept and heal and move on from being ghosted is to grieve. And while you don't want to stay in the state forever, if it's been a friend of many years and they suddenly ghosted you, I've seen videos on YouTube of people talking about their best friends of years suddenly ghosting them. Of course, we're human beings with emotions and feelings. So do take the time to grieve the sadness to be abandoned by someone like that. Again, this goes back to feel it to heal it. So allow yourself to feel that sadness, but don't dwell in that place because your life is too beautiful, too precious, and too short for you to stay in that space where you're not growing as a person because someone hurt you like that. Another thing I would say is to not overextend yourself. If you've noticed that someone ghosted you and you keep sending messages and messages and there's completely no feedback, please do not overextend yourself and keep sending messages and messages because at that point, that's when you realize that you've been ghosted. So just stop because it's not going to make anything better. Something that really helps with being ghosted is to focus on self-love. Self-care is going to help a lot as well with the grieving process and accepting that you've been ghosted. So do more self-care, take a bath, get a massage, whatever is your thing that you do to take care of yourself. When you focus on you, it's going to take away those obsessive thoughts about why did I get ghosted, and you're not going to dwell in that headspace. And another thing is that no one in life, not even your parents, your best friend, your spouse, no one is here to completely fulfill all your emotional needs and anything like that. So it's really important for you to remember that we ourselves have to take care of ourselves and fulfill all our emotional needs, all sorts of needs. Something that I talk about is self-parenting. And I truly believe that no one is responsible for the trauma that has been caused in our life, childhood trauma, anything like that. But it is our responsibility to heal from it, whether that's through therapy, through writing, through what I call self-parenting. So really taking the time to think what has hurt me, how can I heal, and just really doing that internal work because we are our own best friends. I truly believe that we are our own love of our life. We are here to take care of ourselves, and you can have the most wonderful husband, the most wonderful family, but no one truly can fulfill all your needs. And while they can contribute to your joy and happiness, it is crucial that you focus on giving your own self all of these things through self-love, self-care, and truly reflecting on whatever issues you may have and addressing them and seeking ways to help yourself, whether that's through friends, through therapy, through writing, reading books. So that's something that I think is also to keep in mind when you deal with the situation when you've been ghosted. These tips also apply to being ghosted in a romantic type of situation, just that I'm coming from a point of a friendship ghosting because these are the two stories that I have experienced in this life. Another thing I would say is to not blame yourself. You are not responsible for what someone did, and do not nitpick at yourself that, oh my gosh, is it because I did this or that? Is it something I said? Because you're going to drive yourself mad staying up all night and reviewing past memories, past text messages. It's not your fault. They chose to ghost you, and as much as it hurts that this happened, you have to accept it and do not blame yourself. Another tip that's really useful when dealing with the situation of being ghosted is just to talk to close friends and family. There's a very cathartic thing about speaking with loved ones because it helps you release those emotions and process them, just as writing does. So, writing, speaking to friends, self care, all those things are going to slowly help heal you and then get over this. Someone ghosting you only reflects on their inability to communicate properly. It shows that these are people with low emotional intelligence because, similar to a coward, and really, I do believe that people that employ the method of ghosting are cowardly because they are not strong enough. They don't have the mental fortitude or emotional capacity to face head on that there's something bothering them, to tell a person maybe to change a behavior, or even say that I think our friendship has run its course. It's not you, it's me, or maybe it is you, but just to let that person know. I think that's common courtesy. Just a way when the people break up, as much as that hurts, they are able to look that person straight in the eye and say, I can't be with you. I don't want to be with you. But they have a respect for that person to give them that closure and to give them that information, which is emotional intelligence. If you want, I think one tip I would give, and this is up to you, but I think for your own peace of mind and just to make things right in the universe, when you message this person that has ghosted you, there is a beauty in writing what I call a final message. And I believe that I did this too. I don't remember now because it's been quite a while. But in this message, I said that I thought that you are better than ghosting because I think it's really important to let these people know. And, they probably won't respond, but maybe that will make and spark something in them to realize that, wow, that was not okay, not cool for me to ghost someone. And perhaps in the future, they can behave better towards other people. And it's also a set of release because you're releasing that feeling of letting someone know, it hurt me, you ghosted me, I thought you were better than this. And it's not even for you, but it's for your own peace of mind because you sent that message out into the universe and that's going to give you peace too. So you can do this by actually writing a message to this person or even writing, say, a pseudo letter that's for that person and just keeping it for yourself or burning it, whatever you need to do. But there's going to be a great release and catharsis in doing this, so this is something I may also suggest for you. To wrap up, I would also suggest that you choose your friends wisely. I know that's easier said than done. And I think we often meet people and think, oh, they have a great vibe. You hang out with them and things really seem great. But I think it's really important to spend more time with people and really look at their values and see if this is the kind of person that fits your life. Because I truly believe that in life, quality is much more important than quantity. So I don't have that many friends, but the friends that I have of are such quality and value, and I wouldn't change that for the world. I believe that quality over quantity in all areas of life is something that I live by, and I think it's a beautiful way to be, and it helps protect you and your energy. Not everybody deserves access to your beautiful energy. Keep that in mind. Last but not least, I say let it go. Let it go, let it go. I actually hate that movie. But let it go, release it. Easier said than done, but I promise you with time it will get better. And release the past, release the hurt, release that this happened, and just let it go and move on with your life because you deserve more. You deserve people that treat you with kindness. You deserve people that are emotionally intelligent and will come to you if there's a problem and they will be mature about it. So let it go. Every day is a new day, and know that you deserve all the wonderful things in the world and treat yourself that way. And I truly believe that we attract what we are. So be a good person, be kind, and all of those things will return to you because that's the way of the universe. Thank you so much, KoalaSubbies. I love you guys so much. Please subscribe. Please comment if you've ever dealt with ghosting and how you dealt with it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, if it resonated with you. If you have any ideas for future Marta Mondays, I'm all ears, and I'll see you next week. Mwah. I'm a Libra. I'll see you next week. Right, you guys want to see behind the scenes? Behind the scenes with KoalaMarta? The ring light, the notes. It's all wobbly. Subscribe to my channel. Through what I call self and on this topic. Lovely door slam. Oh, the pleasures of filming in public. Forget to give this video a big thumbs up. That it reflects much more. Bye, guys.